Where the light begins. Where the light begins. Where the light. Yeah, this is where the light begins. Not up above, but down below. In the basement where the crates live and the only way is slow. In the 2-bar loop that somebody left before they knew that 40 years from now someone would build a life on what they drew. I was never meant to make it by the rules of someone else. Never meant to be the version sitting dusty on the shelf. I was meant to dig until my fingers found the thing that fits. The loop that makes you close your eyes and never wanna quit. Grateful for the struggle, never stop, the work is real. Between the worlds of doubt and knowing, that's where freedom lives. Where the light begins is not a place, it's not a point in time. It's the moment that the music and your purpose make a rhyme. My son will find his record in a crater on a screen, and something in the melody will tell him what I mean. That BRIGHTEN Records was a letter written from below. That where the light begins is everywhere you choose to go.
Where the light begins.
Where the light begins.
Where the light begins.
Where the light begins. Yo, I've been in cities where the underground was real, where the heads would gather just to share the way they feel. Seoul to Rotterdam, the same late night pursuit. Sydney, Tokyo, the same determination to compute. The formula is simple, put the work in every day. Trust the loop that hits you, let the music have its say. Never chase the trending thing, dig deeper than the trend. The light that starts below the ground will never have an end. To find the underground, believe the work, be grateful, free. Between the worlds is where we live, this is who we be. Good life, Sunday midnight, dear music never stop. Where the light begins is at the bottom, not the top. BRIGHTEN Records is the sum of everything we made. Every bar, every beat, every moment that we stayed. In the room when it was hard, in the crate when it was late. Where the light begins, that's where we find our fate.
Where the light begins.
Where the light begins.
Where the light begins.
Where the light begins. Where the light. Let me tell you where I've been and where I'm going from today. I've been in the in-between, I've been in the dark, the gray. I've been in the moment right before the kick drum hits the floor. And I've learned that where the light begins is always there for more. More than what you started with, more than what they said you get. More than every limitation, more than every debt. The light begins in motion, in the act of making things. In the record, in the sample, in the truth that music brings. My son carries the depth inside his name, that's what I chose. And everything that depth means, that is what this music shows. That the profound and the beautiful are born below the ground. And BRIGHTEN Records is the proof, that's where we found our sound. So when the loop comes back around and hits you one more time, know that somewhere in the world someone found it, same as I'm. Where the light begins is here, is now, is you, is this. The greatest underground of all is everything we've kissed.
Where the light begins.
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 Right here, always.